More Rap TV, I got a dope guest. She's a curator, radio personality, entrepreneur, and she manages artists. She goes by Felice. Let's get it. How you doing, Felice? How you
I'm
doing?
so good. How are you, Nick? Grams, Grams.
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you making time. Appreciate you. How you been? You been good?
So good. I'm so good. We just
Sure.
celebrated, Terminator just celebrated 7 years. Sorry, my
That's
dog's crazy.
that's dope. That's salute. How you feel about that? How do you feel about
Yeah,
this
I don't
7 year?
know. I don't even know how to feel. Like I'm actually like shocked that we've lasted. I'm not shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not shocked. We work our asses off, but it's cool. It's like lucky seven. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to feel. Like one day I'm like, wow, we've really been doing this since 2018, and then other days I'm like, God, it feels like yesterday. You know what I mean?
For sure. So you've been doing your thing for a minute, interviewing artists. You're very successful. How do you remain humble through all your success, though?
You know what? I always tell people you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, it's never going to work. And if you're not consistent, it's never going to work. In anything, in any aspect of your life, you have to be consistent. And I think that's the number one rule. I mean, we literally didn't miss a beat. We were doing it all through COVID, making people wear masks, lysoling them as they walked in the room. Just kidding. Um, but like we never missed a beat, and I think that's really important. You have to be consistent. You see a lot of like shows like start and fall off or start and go on. We have never done that, and I was purposely making sure that, like, we've missed shows before, like maybe we have a vacation or somebody's sick, but we've stayed consistent, and we've interviewed the whole damn city at this point, I think, and
Yeah,
love it.
man.
We love it.
Y'all definitely been doing your thing, putting on for the city, like with shows, interviews, giving artists a platform to do their thing. So, like, what inspires you to get into media, and like, why did you name your platform the Term Radio? Like,
So I didn't mean to get into media. It was a complete accident. It was absolutely a complete accident. And basically, what happened was that I was managing Amio at the time, and he had an interview, and we were there up at 89.9 FM, which is actually where we started first. And the guy that was interviewing him, I wound up, seeing him at Illinois Radio's 1 year anniversary party, and he was like, "You need to do radio. You're so funny." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't know anything about radio. I don't even think I own a radio. And I'm not doing radio. Are you crazy?" So then, like, over the weekend, I thought about it, and I was like, "Hmm." So I called him, and I was like, "All right, tell me about this." And so he talked to me for, like, I swear to God, it was 2 hours. Shout out Corey Ether, for 2 hours. And so I said to him, I'm like, "Can I have a co-host?" He's like, "You could do whatever you want for 2 hours." He's like, "Whatever you want to do. You could do whatever kind of show you want to do, lay it out." So then I was like, "All right, who's as funny as me? Like, who's as funny as me? Like, I need a good co-host that I know that would be good at this." So I called Stacy, and I gave her, I pitched it to her, and I'm talking to her on the phone, and she's like, "Well, wait, I could be the next Wendy Williams?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right, okay, I'm in." I'm like, "Okay, great." And so that was that. And we literally like went to 89.9 FM up in Lisle, and our first show, we were scared to death, because we didn't have a curse button, and it was $500 every time you swear or curse. It was $500. So we were so scared. So DJ MH Cheddar, shout out to him, and Wild Bill were like on Urban Grind at the time. They're like, "Don't worry, we're gonna come. We're gonna help you. We're gonna do the first show with you." Thank God. So they sat down. They did the whole show. The first show, we didn't do anything. Me and Stacey were so scared. We didn't do anything. I swear to you. And they did the whole show. And so we just spun off from that.
man, salute to y'all, man. Like I said, man, y'all been doing y'all thing for a minute. Like you said, 7 years. That's definitely big, man. I salute to y'all on all y'all success. My next question for you is: what advice would you give to like a younger radio personality trying to start off? What advice would you give them since you've been doing your thing for a minute?
I ask this question to people all the time, and I always have the same answer, and my answer is always going to be, you have to stay consistent. That is what's going to do it. You can't just be an artist for 10 minutes and fall off and then come back. It doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent. That is my number one rule, is be consistent.
Salute to you, man. Salute to I definitely would feel that. So, like I said, you definitely a busy lady. To be a busy woman, you a parent, your radio personality, you're a curator, and you got your own radio show. So, how do you balance all that? Like,
Well, I'm not parenting much these days. My child, shout out to my kid Mia. She's at IU. Shout out to IU that's doing the Rose Bowl right now as we speak. Go Hoosiers. And she's off to college. So I'm just like an empty nester. Like an empty nester. I can do whatever I want, which is crazy by the way. So it's easy to balance now, that's for sure. Real easy.
Okay, that's dope. That's definitely dope. Salute to your daughter on her getting to college. Salute to you too, because you did your job as a parent. Salute to you on that. My next question for you is: so how do you choose which artists to put in your shows as a curator? Like, how do you choose? Like,
So it just depends. Like we definitely, we tell people all the time, if you're doing some great stuff, hit us up in our DM and you can get on our show. We're pretty lenient on who we have on the show. There's definitely people that I invite on the show because I know they're doing stuff and I want to interview them or Stacy. And then there's people that hit us up and they're like, "Hey, this is what we're doing. I'd love to get on your show." And I check their Instagram because I'm kind of weird about like if you're I'm not gonna lie, if you're showing guns in your stuff and like violence and like stuff that looks crazy, I'm not. I'm gonna take a pass. We're gonna take a pass. But if you're that's why I always tell people keep your social media clean, man. Um, because you don't know who's looking at your stuff. You know what I mean? Even posts on Facebook, you don't know who's looking at your stuff. So you gotta be like, think that through. And so it's pretty simple to get on our show then. And so we think it's great and they're looking like they're doing something and they're worth interviewing, then yeah, come on.
for slow, for sure. Definitely salute to you on that. So I definitely respect that. Definitely feel you on that. So how do you feel about the Chicago music scene, like as of right now though? Like, this you a radio personality doing your thing. How do you feel about it? Like,
I love that you're asking me these questions because you asked about the same questions I ask people. I feel that the Chicago music industry is is better with unity. So let's take it back. So like 7 years ago, when Corey said, "Well, what kind of show do you guys want to do?" and I kind of looked at Stacey and I'm like, I feel like we need to do a show for Chicago. We need to give them a platform. There's not enough platforms at that time. 7 years ago, there wasn't many going. No, it wasn't many. It was Illinois Radio, Fusion Radio, My Radio Chicago, Urban Grind, and maybe that's all. And so I was like, it's not enough. I mean, now you look at it, 7 years later, it's 156, thousand fucking, whatever. But that's great. And the more the better. I don't have any problem with that. Keep going. Everybody keep going. That's great. More unity, better. So I feel like from then to now, way better because there's a lot more unity happening, I feel like. And I go to shows. I don't go to a lot of shows anymore, but I go to shows and I see unity. I see people are staying to the end of the show. Before like your friend goes up, they're done, everybody leaves. Or 14 people just walked out the building. But now I'm seeing and being doing shows myself too. Now I'm seeing that people are staying. If you're picking some good people, they're not really going anywhere. It's cool. So I feel like it's definitely so the point of the story is I feel like it's better. Do you feel like it's better? I'm gonna interview you now.
actually, I think I think the music scene is pretty dope right now. I think it's pretty smooth. It's a lot of different talent, a lot of different, so many different talented artists out here. A lot of different styles. I like it, man. I rock with it for sure. Yeah,
I
I
feel
rock
like
with
I feel like it's been a lot less drill, which is good. I know that they've been campaigning. I know Joel Q's been campaigning and some others to, stop the drill and, get back into the real rap and stuff. So I like seeing that. I think a lot of people got is onto that bandwagon. We don't have that many people that are doing drill. It's a lot of like hip hop soul and like I have artists that they come up with their own names. I'm like, so what kind of genre would you say you are? They're like hip hop this or like they come up with these crazy things I've never heard of. But okay, great. So I feel like we're getting away from it. Do you feel like we're getting away from drill?
Actually, I think we are though, cause we got, like I said, it's so much. It's like it's so much talent out here in Chicago. Like, it's a big Chicago got so much, like so many talented artists. Like, if I was like I had my own label, I could just come to Chicago and just sign artists from here, cause it's so much talent out here. Like,
There's so
so
there's
yeah, I think we doing pretty good right now. We just gotta, like you said, we just gotta unite better. And I don't know, man. We just gotta. I feel like we could be the next Atlanta. You feel me? With our music, with our city though, as far as music.
I feel like I would love to say that. I would love to say that would happen. I don't feel like from listening to artists and how Chicago's been going. I don't know. I mean, we should. We're the fourth largest city in Chicago. We can't get our
Yeah.
shit together, which kind of blows my brain. But I do feel like it's better. But I feel like there's so much more work that needs to be done before we get to that point.
So
Instead
what
of
do you,
stealing our sound, they steal our clothes, they steal our the
yeah.
way we talk, they steal our slang, they steal everything. You know what I mean? I just feel like I hope, and I'm gonna always hope that we get to that point. That was
So what do you feel like we need to do better though, like in order to go to the next step. Like
there still needs to be a lot more unity still. I feel like there's
okay,
still needs to be a lot more unity. You know what I mean? Like you just like there's too many shootings. You know, there's still too many shootings, there's not enough unity, but it's still better than it used to be.
okay, I feel that.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
I definitely feel that. Yes, there's definitely a lot of drill rap still going on. I definitely feel you on
Yeah.
that. So we're gonna get back to you. So my next question for you. So what impact are you trying to have as a radio personality, like when it's all said and done, or when you're done with your career though? Like what impact are you trying to leave?
I would like to leave the fact that we were one of those top radio stations that brought some unity. That we brought some unity. I mean, that's our mission. It was to give Chicago a platform, and I feel like there's people that come up to me that I don't even know. I don't even know them. They're like, "Oh, aren't you that girl from Determined Radio?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I feel like that I'm making some noise. You know what I mean? So I'd like to make enough noise that people will be like, "Okay, that was a platform that lasted a really long time. That really, really helped Chicago."
Man, I definitely feel you on that. I definitely respect that. What y'all been doing for the city has been great. Like you said, 7 years. Y'all been very consistent. Y'all been throwing shows, interviewing artists. A lot of artists. Y'all interview every artist. Y'all
You
give everybody a chance to come on the show. Y'all don't play.
we shout out to Nate Graham. Shout out to Nate Graham. He was one of our first interviews on up in Lisle when we were on 89.9 FM. And he's had some bumps and grinds. Let me tell you, Nate Graham's been up and down, but you
Yeah,
pulled through. I remember fighting with you. You can't quit. What do you mean you're quit? No, there was no quitting. There's no and you didn't. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. There's been a few artists that have hit me up and they're like, I think I'm gonna quit. They just they needed somebody to say, don't do it. Don't
yeah.
quit. It could be tomorrow. You don't know.
I feel like as an artist, like on anything you're trying to do in life, you gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have every emotion. So you just gotta
Definitely.
keep going, like you said, keep pushing. Whatever you're trying to do, just keep going.
That's why they'll text me or call or whatever. They're like, I'm thinking about quitting. I just need somebody to like talk me off the bridge. You know what I mean? So I talk them off the bridge. I know I can name a good 5 or 6 that have texted me and been like, I'm gonna quit. No, you're not. You're not quitting.
So I definitely feel you on that. So you throw a lot of shows. You're a curator. So like,
Yeah.
what's been your favorite show you threw so far? Like as a curator, like
My favorite show. I have so many though. So
what top three? Give me top three. Like you,
okay, my top 3 would be C Snappa, that show that we did at Wild Hair because we had Ben One, we had John Blue, we had oh my god, I'm gonna feel bad if I don't remember people. We had all Crucial Conflict. Who else was in the building? I can't remember. They were all performing. That show was bananas. We had billboards. So that was the first time I ever saw a billboard with our logo on it. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Shout out to Shondell. Had me on Power 92 interviewing us. Like it was he hosted it. That was probably the biggest, craziest line out the door one so far. And then I would say my other one would be shout out to my partner, my business partner, ID the G, because without him I can't do any of this. He's also 23 Entertainment, so look him up on Instagram. Um, I would say our other one would be we did a show that was like Rufus Sims and Pamela P. and who else was in that show? God, Kelly Hendricks. I can't remember who that blew the building too. That was I Am God. Who else was in that building? I can't remember, but that was probably one of my favorites. And I think my other favorite was Ty Renee. Ty Renee did a killer show. She did a killer show with a band. It was her birthday. She brought out a whole bunch of artists. So those would be the 3 that like stick out that I could think of right. But of course, I loved all of them because I did it.
I definitely feel you, man. You threw a lot of dope shows. Like I
Well,
said, you've been
those
putting.
shows though that is for Chicago. Those shows we decided if we're gonna do shows, I needed to do shows that we are teaching artists how to do their own show. Okay, it wasn't just like a regular show. It was, if you say Nate Graham said to me, I want to do my own show, I want to headline my own show, I want to do it the Wild Hair. Okay, so ID and I would be the background. Okay, you are going to find your own artist. You're going to make your own flyer. You have to have our logos on it, whatever. You have to do your own lineup. We'll help you get the vendors. We'll help you do all of it. We'll help you promote it. Everything. We're the back, but we are going to teach you how to do your own show. So that way you feel comfortable to go off and do your own show. You see what I'm saying? That was a teaching thing. It wasn't necessarily like, let's just throw a showcase because let's throw a showcase. It was really it's a teaching thing. And so those head artists would come up to us and be like, damn, this was a lot harder than I thought. I thought it was, they kind of like, how artists are about like promoters and this and that. And blah, 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 blah. They shut up. They shut up as soon as they figure out, wow, this shit's hard. This shit is not as easy as it looks. Because of course
Yeah.
we shout out to Mile High, DJ Mile High, because that's our DJ. Um, and we would give them they had a choice to use our DJ, or if you want to get your own DJ, like whatever you want. Most of the time, they always wanted Mile High. So that was the point of that, So that was the point, was to actually, we did that for 2.5 years, and then the Wild Hair moved and over to Fulton Market. We're gonna get back together. We're gonna get it back together and do it again. We're gonna get there, but we haven't gone to the new place to go move it over there yet. But we will. We don't you worry.
For sure, man. For sure. Like I said, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on. Keep doing your thing. Keep putting on for the city. Keep being a light for the city. Keep being great. Definitely a legend. I feel like you're a legend in the city. What you've been doing, Chicago. You've been on you
I'm
radio
proud of
personality,
you.
curator.
I'm proud of you.
Dope.
Too. I'm proud of you that you've stuck together. I'm proud of you that you told me you're going to start doing your own radio show, and you're doing it. You're doing the things that you said that you were going to do, and that's it. You have to do. Actions are at all. Don't talk. I don't want to hear your words. Show me. Show me.
And I gotta let you know, I'm about to be in the studio real soon. Right now I'm at the crib, but I'm about to be in the studio real soon doing my interviews. So when I get in the studio, I'm gonna have you come
Love,
back on that too. But
love
that's coming soon. I'm not gonna let you know when. This is gonna be a surprise. You're just gonna see me in the
that.
studio. Somebody,
Love all of that. I love all of that. It's awesome. It's awesome. That's what I'm saying. You're showing. You're showing the actions. You're doing what you said you were gonna do. You've been around a long time. You know
for sure.
how it all works and all that stuff.
Most definitely. I appreciate you getting on. I'm gonna drop this interview tomorrow. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time. Hope you have a nice day. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for coming
You
through. Appreciate
have here. Follow us, Determined Radio on Facebook, Determined Radio on Instagram. Shout out 290 Mo, who's our new producer. We're over at 290 Mo's podcast over there at his studio. Shout out to him. Shout out to Stacy. Shout out to our DJ MH Chunder is our DJ. And let me shout out Stacy if I didn't. I don't know, our co-host, of course. And yeah.
Let's go. Appreciate you. Love.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Love.